You know, something I like to do from time to time is check out this page on Rev Rides. It's essentially a collection of all the latest and greatest emotos. And if something new comes out, more likely than not, it's going to be featured on this page. And most of the time, somewhat unfortunately, the bikes that I see pop up here are extremely high-end, non-practical emotos. For example, if we take this bike, we can see that it is very capable. 96-volt battery, a ton of power in the motor. But the thing is just absolutely massive at nearly 300 pounds. And it cost $7,500. And that just makes the bike super impractical and a very niche product. It's cool, yes, but extremely niche. And it's just somewhat unfortunate that it seems like this kind of bike is what most companies are focusing on producing. And in a way, from a marketing standpoint, I understand why they do this. It's good publicity to have the fastest or the longest range bike on the market. That kind of stuff tends to get the most attention. But in reality, a bike like this, the Raw Mantis X, is significantly more practical and useful for the everyday person. I've had this thing for well over a year now, and I use it both for fun, but also as a legit mode of transportation. And over the past year, it has undoubtedly saved me a ton of money, and I can also just do fun things like this, go off-road, anytime I want. Now, even though this doesn't have the insane range or power figures, I would argue this is a way more practical bike for most people due to its realistic price tag. It's still adequate amount of power, and potentially most importantly of all, its compact, inconspicuous size, which lets you get away with riding it in more places. And luckily, I did just come across one new bike on the market that is in this category and may even be better than the Raw Mantis X. This bike is the Rexx T01, and I gotta say, I really like what I see here. So the most important spec, in my opinion, is battery voltage. And this is a 72 volt bike. So it's 72 volts, 35 amp hours capacity, which is 5 amp hours more than the Raw Mantis X. Similarly, the power on my bike is a peak of 6,500 watts, and here we have a peak of 7,500 watts. So again, slightly better. Also, when it comes to the build quality, the design, I'm also a big fan of what I see here. We can see that it almost looks like a mix between this and a Sur-Ron. So we have that full-length motorcycle seat. I also noticed that the brake calipers, the suspension, it's all very high quality. And even though they don't list an official weight for the bike, it has to be on the slimmer and light side. Just based off of the looks and the components, I would say it's probably less than 150 pounds, or at least that's my hope. And the best thing about this bike is the price tag, because it comes in at $3,200, making it cheaper than the $3,600 of this bike, while beating it on the spec sheet in most cases. Now again, a bike like this is not going to be super exciting, right? There's nothing headline worthy about this bike in terms of power, range, even battery voltage, as these days we're starting to see super high voltage options. But what this bike does have, that was a cool Tesla. But what this bike does have is that golden ratio between price, performance, and practicality. I know for my money, I would definitely choose a bike like this. In fact, I already have. Instead of a super high performance, more niche bike. But definitely let us know your take in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Or do you like it when companies push the limit in terms of what these bikes are capable of? Let us know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.